If you're a man over 60, this may be the most important message you'll hear all year, because what I'm about to share with you could change your mornings and possibly save your health. You see, there's one habit that millions of older men are doing the moment they wake up. It feels harmless. It even feels good. But in reality, it's quietly draining your energy, damaging your hormones, and putting unnecessary strain on your heart. That habit is early morning masturbation, and the way most older men are doing it is completely wrong. I'm Dr. James Carter. For over 3 decades, I've worked with men just like you, men who believe their fatigue, low drive, and performance issues were just signs of aging, until we uncovered the real problem. It wasn't their age, it was their habits. Here's the truth. Masturbation isn't the enemy, but the timing, the method, and what you do before and after can make a world of difference. Most men have no idea they're making these dangerous mistakes, and they're paying for it silently. Stay with me, because in just a moment, I'll reveal the 5 critical errors that could be sabotaging your health. Every single morning before we dive in, if you care about protecting your health and reclaiming your vitality after 60, make sure to subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss a tip that could make a real difference in your life. And if this message resonates with you, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0. Your feedback helps me create better, more helpful content just for you. Now that you understand just how serious these hidden dangers can be, let's get into the first critical mistake. Because this one happens before you even touch yourself, and it's something almost every older man overlooks, starting without hydrating your body. Mistake 1. Masturbating before hydrating. I've had patients look me straight in the eye and say, "Doc, I just wake up and get it out of the way. It helps me relax." And every time I ask the same question, "Did you drink water first?" they usually laugh it off until they learn what's really happening inside their body. When you wake up, your body's in a state of dehydration. You've gone 7, maybe 8 hours without a single drop of water. Your blood is thicker. Your heart is working harder. Your cells are crying out for hydration. And then you add the physical stimulation of masturbation, an act that increases heart rate, blood pressure, and circulatory demand on top of that. You're stacking stress on top of stress in the most vulnerable moment of your day. I've seen men in their 60s and 70s complain about dizziness, heart palpitations, brain fog, even morning anxiety. And not once did they connect it to what they thought was a harmless release. But here's the truth. Climaxing in a dehydrated state taxes your cardiovascular system. Your heart is trying to pump thick, sluggish blood through narrowed vessels. Your brain, already in a delicate state from waking, gets even less oxygen. Your blood pressure can spike without warning. And in some cases, yes, this is rare, but real. I've seen older men suffer cardiac episodes within 90 minutes of climax simply because they ignored the basic need to hydrate first. The price you pay isn't always instant. It can be subtle, creeping. You feel more tired as the day goes on. You find it harder to concentrate. You reach for sugar or caffeine to make up for the crash, and you start believing this is just what aging feels like. But it's not. It's what happens when you push your body at the wrong time, in the wrong condition. So before you do anything in the morning, before your hand even moves, drink water, rehydrate. Give your body a fighting chance to recover, to stabilize, to work with you, not against you. Because the next mistake, it doesn't just exhaust your body, it rewires your brain, and not in a good way. Stay with me because this one may be the most damaging of all. If you're still here and this message is resonating with you, drop a number 1 in the comments so I know you're still with me and taking this seriously. Now let's keep going, because what comes next is even more important. Mistake 2. Watching aggressive or extreme porn first thing. I'll never forget a man I worked with years ago. He was 67, retired, smart, and deeply frustrated. He told me, "Doc, I don't feel anything anymore. Nothing excites me, not like it used to." We talked for a while, and when I asked him about his morning routine, he admitted that for years the first thing he did after waking up was grab his phone and scroll through extreme adult content every single morning. What he didn't realize, and what so many men today don't understand, is that morning porn consumption, especially the intense high-speed kind that dominates the internet now, doesn't just wake you up. It rewires your brain. It bombards your dopamine system before your feet even hit the floor. And when that becomes a habit, your brain starts to need more. More stimulation, more novelty, more extremes, just to feel anything at all. That man wasn't broken, he was burned out. His dopamine receptors were desensitized, flattened by years of artificial highs. And the price he paid wasn't just sexual. He felt tired all day, unmotivated. His attention span was gone. His relationships were colder. He thought he was getting old, but the truth was simpler and more tragic. He had trained his brain to crave fake intimacy and reject the real thing. Your brain wasn't designed to wake up to flashing images, chaotic sounds, and synthetic fantasy, especially not at 60 or older. In the morning, your mind is in its most absorbent state. It's shaping how your mood, energy, and focus will perform for the next 12 hours. If you overload your system with overstimulation right out of bed, you're setting yourself up for emotional dullness, poor focus, lower testosterone, and even increased anxiety and depression. It's not just a habit, it's a chemical war on your own reward system. So ask yourself this: do you want to feel alive, sharp, and grounded, or numbed out and chasing the next hit? Because the next mistake, that one doesn't just numb your brain, it puts your prostate at direct risk. And most men don't find out until the damage is already done. Let's talk about that. Mistake 3. Rushing to orgasm. Quick release. I once had a man in his early 70s sit across from me and confess, "I don't even enjoy it anymore, Doc. I just do it out of habit. It's over in a minute." Mistake 4. His face said everything. Embarrassment, fatigue, disappointment, and sadly, his story is far more common than most men are willing to admit. What many older men don't realize is that the pace of your self-pleasure directly impacts your nervous system, your hormone balance, and your emotional well-being. Rushing to orgasm, especially in the morning, sends a sharp, stress-like jolt through your body. It triggers the sympathetic nervous system, the same one that fires during fight or flight. Your heart rate jumps, cortisol rises, and your body enters a state of alert, not relaxation. And here's the price you pay for that quick release. Your testosterone levels take a hit, your prostate gets inflamed more easily, your pelvic floor, already more delicate with age, begins to weaken. You might start to notice you're leaking a little urine after climax, or feeling tension in your lower back and groin. These aren't just annoyances. They're signs that your body is struggling to recover from overstimulation in a short window of time. Even more concerning, this habit rewires your body to associate pleasure with speed, not connection. Over time, it trains your mind and body to prioritize release over experience. That means less satisfaction, shorter arousal windows, and even difficulty staying engaged during intimacy with a partner. It can quietly dismantle your sexual confidence, and for many men, that hits harder than any physical symptom. But when you slow down, when you breathe through the experience, stay present, and shift your focus from goal to sensation, something changes. You feel more grounded, your body recovers faster, your energy lasts longer, and your sense of masculinity strengthens in a way no quick fix ever could. Because the next mistake, it goes even deeper. Most men don't think about what's missing from their body when they wake up. But skipping this one thing before self-pleasure can throw your hormones completely off track. Let's get into that now. If you're still watching and these insights are hitting home, go ahead and type the number 1 in the comments to let me know you're here and paying attention. Now let's move forward to point number 4. This one could be the missing link to your daily energy. Mistake 4, masturbating on an empty stomach. I remember a man about 64 who came into my office feeling exhausted every single morning, even though he claimed to sleep fine. He said, "I don't get it, Doc. I wake up, take care of myself, and by 10 a.m., I feel like I need a nap." He wasn't lazy, he wasn't sick, but he was unknowingly draining his energy reserves in the first 30 minutes of the day. When I asked about his routine, he admitted to masturbating first thing, before drinking water, before eating anything, before even standing up. That's when it hit him. His body was running on empty, and he was asking it to perform a physically intense act without any fuel. The truth is, when you climax on an empty stomach, your body enters a deeper energy deficit. Your blood sugar is already low from fasting all night. Your cortisol levels, your stress hormones are naturally higher in the morning. When you masturbate in that state, your system has to work twice as hard to find the energy to recover. And the price you pay isn't just fatigue, it's irritability, low motivation, and in some cases, lightheadedness or even minor blood sugar crashes. Your body needs nutrients to produce hormones like testosterone. Without them, your levels dip. Your recovery slows, and instead of starting your day with clarity and vitality, you're left foggy, sluggish, and unsteady, chasing energy with caffeine or carbs that only send you crashing again a few hours later. I've seen men who believed they were doing everything right, eating healthy, getting some movement, trying to stay active, but they were unknowingly sabotaging their mornings with this one overlooked habit. They thought they were relieving stress. In reality, they were triggering a hormonal imbalance that lingered for the rest of the day. Fuel matters. Even a light, protein-rich breakfast can stabilize your hormones and give your body what it needs to enjoy pleasure without paying a hidden price. And that brings us to the final mistake, one that seems innocent, even comfortable, but over time, it may be silently damaging your pelvic floor and your ability to function as a man. Don't miss this. Mistake 5. Masturbating while sitting or slouched. One of my older patients, let's call him Ron, once told me something that stuck with me. He said, "Doc, I always sit on the edge of my bed or slouch into my recliner when I do it. It's just comfortable." I nodded, but then I asked him a question he hadn't considered. Has your back been bothering you lately? Any pressure in your lower abdomen or issues with control when you pee? Who paused for a long moment, then said, "Actually, yeah." Most men don't realize that how you position your body during masturbation can have serious long-term consequences, especially after age 60. When you're sitting or hunched forward, shoulders rounded, pelvis compressed, you're not just relaxing. You're cutting off blood flow to the very area you're trying to stimulate. You're putting direct pressure on the prostate, tightening the pelvic floor, and putting your lower back into a strained, unhealthy curve. And here's the price you pay. Over time, this posture can contribute to weakened erections, slower recovery after orgasm, nagging lower back pain, pelvic tension, and even minor urinary incontinence. I've seen men who gradually lost their ability to feel full sensation, not because of age, but because years of poor posture created chronic tension and compression in that entire region. It happens quietly. You don't feel it at first, but over time it builds until one day you realize your body doesn't respond the way it used to. You sit down and notice a dull ache. You finish and feel tight or drained instead of relaxed. That's not just age. That's damage. It doesn't take much to fix this either. Just lying down in a neutral position or gently reclining with support can relieve pressure, improve blood flow, and protect the muscles and nerves involved in healthy sexual function. When done right, masturbation can actually support your body, not break it down. But now that you know these 5 hidden mistakes, what do you actually do with that information? How do you rebuild smarter habits that work with your body, not against it? In just a moment, I'll walk you through exactly what steps to take next so you can start feeling the difference as early as tomorrow morning. Let's get into it. What to do next? If any part of what I've shared so far has hit close to home, I want you to know something important. You're not alone. I've sat across from hundreds of men who've made these exact same mistakes, not out of carelessness, but because no one ever told them any different. You were never taught how to take care of your body sexually after 60. Most of us were raised to either ignore it, laugh it off, or push through the discomfort. That doesn't work anymore. Not now, not at this age. The good news is your body is still capable of change. In fact, older men often respond better to small, consistent improvements than younger men do because they're more aware, more intentional. So what do you do next? Start with awareness. Tomorrow morning, pause. Take a breath before you fall into your usual routine. Ask yourself, am I hydrated? Am I nourished? Am I present? And most importantly, am I being kind to my body? Or am I just rushing through a habit? You don't need to give up self-pleasure. That's not the message here. In fact, when practiced wisely, it can support hormone health, reduce stress, and even strengthen confidence. But you do need to honor your body's changing needs. You need to slow down, fuel up, get comfortable, and listen to the signals you've been trained to ignore. If that sounds like a big shift, it's not. It's simply a return to self-respect, something that becomes even more important with age. You've earned the right to feel good without paying for it later. You've earned the right to enjoy your body without fear, guilt, or silent damage. And if you're ready to take that next step, stay with me, because I've put together something that goes even deeper, a complete guide to restoring energy, rebuilding testosterone, and reawakening your sense of drive and purpose. It's built for men just like you, and it's helped countless others feel like themselves again, strong, clear, and alive. Let me show you what's possible when you stop working against your body and start working with it. The next chapter of your health starts here. Conclusion. I've spent more than 30 years sitting with men who've built careers, raised families, survived battles most people will never see. And yet, when it comes to their own health, especially their sexual health, many suffer in silence. They think the fatigue, the lack of desire, the brain fog, the stiffness in their lower back, or the fading of their morning erections is part of getting older. But what if it's not? What if these symptoms aren't just age? What if they're signals? Warnings that your body is giving you because of small, quiet mistakes made each morning without even realizing it. We've talked about 5 of those mistakes. Starting before you hydrate, watching extreme content that scrambles your brain's reward system, rushing to the finish line and training your body for speed over satisfaction, doing it on an empty stomach and leaving your hormones without support, and slouching into positions that slowly wear down your pelvic strength and sexual function. Each one by itself might seem harmless, but together they create a pattern that chips away at your vitality one day at a time. But here's the truth most men never hear. You can change that pattern. You can slow the damage, even reverse it. It doesn't require medication or shame or giving up something you enjoy. It just requires awareness, respect, and a willingness to treat your body with the same care you'd give someone you love. I've watched men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s rediscover energy, restore desire, and rebuild the confidence they thought was gone for good. And every one of those changes started with a simple choice to stop ignoring the signs and to start taking ownership of their health again. So wherever you are right now, I want you to know this. Your best days are not behind you. They're still possible, but they'll only come if you stop settling for feeling just okay. You deserve more than that. You deserve to feel strong, clear, grounded, and connected to your body, your mind, and your life. Start tomorrow differently. Honor yourself and let this be the moment you turn things around for good.